Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very exciting video. Might be boring to some of you, but I think this is a long time coming. I've been wanting to do this video because I have so much of it, and I'm talking about Fenty Beauty. Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skin, fragrance, all of it. My whole entire Fenty Beauty collection, Fenty Skin, whatever you want to call it, it's all here along with the perfume. And I just feel like there's a lot of products in here that I absolutely love, that I would recommend to all of you. And then there's products that didn't work out for me, not because it's a bad product, but it's just because of my skin type or because of the type of makeup that I like nowadays. It just doesn't really work well with me. And so I'm gonna go through everything. We're gonna break it into categories of like brows, eyes, skin, lips, all of that. And I'm gonna tell you guys what I recommend and what just didn't work out for me. It's in no way, shape, or form me trying to bash Fenty. You guys know I love Riri so much, but when I like a product, I like a product, and when it just doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So I feel like I've had a long time to play with all of these products. It's been some of these products I've had for years. Some are new, some it's kind of like things that I don't just use anymore because of whatever reason. So we're gonna jump into it. I suggest you get you a snack or something because I'm pretty sure this video is gonna be a little lengthy. So we're gonna jump into the brow category, starting off with the MVP pencil. I use the shade Black Brown. This pencil I would recommend. I like the formula. It's not too creamy, but it's not too dry. It's just perfect. I think the pencil is pretty thin. It's not like the thinnest pencil that I've used, but it does the job for me. So I do recommend if you're into brow pencils. I feel like it lasts pretty well. The only thing that I don't care for is the brush that it comes with. These type of brushes for me are just pretty like useless to me, like pretty much useless. I prefer like a spoolie brush, but other than that, I would repurchase. Moving on to the MVP wax. This wax right here, I wouldn't repurchase for the simple fact that I have so many other brow products that I'm in love with right now that do the job, and I just feel like this doesn't have a strong hold, like the hold that I'm looking for. I feel like this will be great for those of you who want a soft, natural brow, like you want your brows to be put together, but you don't want to feel that crunchy, hard type of feel on your brows. I do recommend. It does have a hold, but not like super strong like I like for that laminated brow look. And so I still use it, but I don't see myself repurchasing this product. All right, so we're gonna move on to the eyes. I have two eyeshadow palettes. I have number 5 and number 10. So number 5, I would definitely repurchase because these are my type of tones. You guys know I love peachy, neutral, everyday tones, especially the bottom row. Like all these matte shades to me are a vibe. I use them all the time. I'm constantly reaching for this palette, so I'm definitely going to repurchase in the future, not anytime soon because I still have a lot of product left, but I'm just saying in perspective, like would I repurchase? Absolutely. The formula, it's creamy, it doesn't give me fallout, it's pigmented, it's easy to blend. I'm here for it. This other palette, which is number 10, this is the green palette, the Money palette. I've used it. If you guys know me, I don't like green, but personally, I love like this gold shade right here and this one right here. It's like olivey green. I wouldn't repurchase this. This was sent to me by Fenty, but I wouldn't repurchase just because these are not my type of tones. But like I said, number 5, all day, every day. So I do recommend these if you like something soft and quick and you don't want something that's bulky. I think it's worth the money. And then lastly, in terms of the mascara, as you guys can see, I have the sample. I don't have the full size. And it's because every time I'm gonna buy the full size, I always end up getting samples because when I buy stuff from Sephora, I get the sample. And I do like the mascara. I think it's great at adding volume. It does help with length a little bit. I do feel like it kind of like holds the curl of your lash, but I'm not like obsessed with the mascara, to be honest, for me to purchase full size just yet because I have so many samples, but we'll see in the future. I think that if you're a mascara lover, I think you'll definitely like this, but I just wouldn't purchase a full size right now. And we're gonna move on to the skin. So starting off with the toner, this is it's faded completely. But you guys know what I'm talking about, the toner. This right here is amazing in terms of just clearing up your skin. I feel like it does help to tighten the pores. It feels hydrating when you apply it, but my problem with this is just I feel like for dry skin, it's a little bit too drying. I find myself moisturizing way more than usual. I do like the toner. I feel like it makes my skin feel fresh and just clean, but it's just a little bit too dry in my opinion for dry skin. Therefore, I wouldn't repurchase. I did find that it helped with like dark spots and like marks that I had from like blemishes and stuff. But overall, I just feel like it's a little too dry for me, you know. But I think that if you have combo oily skin, this is an amazing toner. I do recommend. I just want to repurchase. Moving on, we have the Total Cleanser. This is definitely a repurchase for me. Not at the moment, just because I'm currently using a Youth to the People cleanser and a Chorus cleanser. So once I'm done with those, I'll go back to this one. I like to, you know, switch up my cleansers, my skincare overall, just so that my skin doesn't get used to it. And this is amazing. It foams up really, really nicely without overly over drying your skin. Like, it does not strip your skin whatsoever. It does have quite a strong scent in it, in my opinion. I feel like the fragrance is pretty strong, but because it's a cleanser, it's not something that's going to stay on my skin. I don't mind it too much. Therefore, I do recommend if you're looking for a cleanser that helps you remove makeup really, really well, because it does help to remove makeup. It does an amazing job. I usually double cleanse. I always use like my oil cleanser first, and then I go in with a cleanser like this to make sure everything's, you know, removed. But I am gonna repurchase in the future. So I do recommend for all skin types, dry, combo, oily, all of that. It's an amazing cleanser. I almost forgot. My only complaint with this cleanser is the packaging. Even though this is super practical and pretty cool and innovative because you are never going to lose the cap, every single time I'm done using it, this is empty by the way. Every time I'm done using this, like, there's gunk all over here and I always find myself wiping it, which is not a big deal, but it's just kind of annoying. But that's the only thing. But as you guys can see, it's empty. And then next up for the skin we have, is this called the Hydrovisor? I'm not too sure, but the sunscreen, the moisturizer, this is like my third one. I'm always buying refills. I use this on my son. I use it on a daily basis. This is like my daily morning moisturizer slash sunscreen. I just love how glowy, how hydrating, moisturizing it makes my skin feel. It's protecting me from the sun, and it makes the makeup glide on like butter as well. So this I highly recommend because you can use it for so many different things. But I have this on deck. I have backups of this in my makeup collection. I highly recommend this. Not if you have oily skin, I will say that. I feel like it's a little bit too shiny, too dewy, unless you don't mind it. But if you have oily skin and you're more into matte type of, what's it called, sunscreens, I would probably say try something else. But that's fire, it's bomb, it's everything. We have the Fenty Skin. Is this the Butter Drop? Yes. This is a whipped oil body cream, and I use body oils every day. So as soon as I'm out of the shower, I, you know, load myself up with coconut oil. It's a must. I cannot skip that. And then I go on top of that with a moisturizer that's heavy, that's thick, that's rich. And this is all of that in one. As you guys can see, I'm almost out, but I already bought a backup because I use this on my son. I use this on myself. And it is just a dream for dry skin. If you like a glow, if you want your skin to stay moisturized all day, you don't want to look ashy, like the glow is there. And I like the fact that it does not have a strong fragrance in it compared to like the actual face skincare, because my body is very sensitive. I have very dry skin, like especially on my body. It's super dry, and things that are a little bit too scented, I tend to get itchy. So this helps tremendously, and I just hope that she comes out with like a big tub of this because it's worth it. Like, it's worth every single penny. Highly recommend. All right, so moving on to the primers. I have the original primer, which is called Soft Matte, and then the Soft Silk, which is the hydrating primer. The Soft Matte, it's a nice primer overall. I feel like for all skin types, it's not too drying for dry skin. It's not too matte, but it's also not too oily or greasy for oily skin. This is like, in my opinion, like a primer for everybody. I don't find it to blur out my skin or smooth out my pores or anything, but I do feel like it helps my foundation glide on really nicely. However, I wouldn't repurchase this, not because it's a bad primer, it's just the hydrating one is my go-to now. This is definitely a repurchase for me. Highly recommend this for dry skin. I would say if you have oily skin, skip it because you're gonna get glazed donut vibes, which is what I like. And to me, this is in my top 3 primers that I've ever purchased, that I've ever tried in my life. So this is one of my favorite Fenty Beauty products. I have to say, hands down, it's incredible. So I would repurchase this, but not this one. Now, moving on to the What Did You Mist. This mist is cute, but I wouldn't repurchase. And the reason for it is the, what do you call this? The mister, the atomizer, whatever it's called. I feel like I'm not applying anything on my face. Somebody's racing outside. Sorry, guys. It's not like drenching my skin. Like, obviously, I don't want it to spit at me, but I want to feel the mist. You know what I mean? I feel like with this, I have to constantly spray and spray and spray to get the product onto my face. And for that reason, I don't really reach for it. It does have a subtle glow. It's very reminiscent to the MAC Fix Plus in terms of the glow. So like if you have super oily skin, maybe you're not necessarily gonna like this, but I feel like it's great to refreshen your skin, to just kind of like melt all your products together so it looks a little bit more, you know, natural and not cakey. But I just don't like the mister. If they change this so that you can actually feel it, I would definitely repurchase. But as of right now, it's just a skip for me. I'm not really like in love with it. Moving on, we have 3 foundations, or should I say 2 foundations and a skin tint. Starting off with the original Pro Filt'r foundation, I wear the shade 330. This is meant for oily skin or combination skin, not dry skin. And that's the reason why I would never repurchase this again. I feel like the coverage is amazing. It's medium buildable coverage. It lasts very, very well. I feel like the wear of this foundation is incredible. I love the shade. It's golden. I don't have to mix it or anything. However, the actual formula is too drying, and I could never wear this foundation on its own. I always had to mix it with an oil or something to kind of dilute it and make it more glowy, more hydrating, because on its own it's just too drying for me. I highly recommend this, like I said, if you have oily skin or combo skin, but not for dry skin. And next up, we have the hydrating foundation, also in the shade 330. I wouldn't repurchase this either. First of all, the shades for this foundation, I didn't like as much as this one. I prefer the shades for the original one. The shade in this one makes me look kind of like Simpsons, like very just pasty. I don't know why. And then the formula, I was expecting it to be more hydrating, more dewy. And I still find myself having to mix it with an oil or like a primer or something to dilute it, break it down so it's not so thick. I find that the formula of this foundation is a lot thicker in terms of consistency compared to the original. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm just not really obsessed with it. I will say the wear and the way that your skin looks with this foundation is just flawless. That's the best way that I can describe it. It's flawless. But the type of makeup that I like, it's more natural, more effortless, and I find this a little bit too hard to work with, so I just wouldn't repurchase. And then the last one is the Eavesdrop Skin Tint. I wear the shade number 14. This I would definitely repurchase. The finish to me is more of a natural finish, so I feel like if you're oily, dry combo, everybody can wear it because it's not too dewy, but it's also not matte. I wish that it was a little bit more glowy, but I don't mind it because I'm able to just use my regular like primers and like my sprays, and it gives me the glow that I need. So it's not really a big deal. It's not my favorite skin tint that I have in my collection, but I do think that it's way better than these two in terms of Fenty Beauty. So I would repurchase this. And then now moving on to concealer. So for concealer, sorry you guys, I'm trying to find everything here. I have the two Pro Filt'r concealers in the shade 330 and the shade 310. So shade 330 is perfect for me. I would definitely repurchase. It's like the perfect golden undertone. I think this is just great for just going to the store, great for every day. I don't consider this a full coverage type of concealer. I wouldn't reach for this if you're going to like a wedding or somewhere where you need your makeup to stay on all day. The formula, it's very hydrating, which I absolutely love. It's pretty lightweight in my opinion, but it tends to crease up a little bit. So like I said, for long periods of time, I wouldn't reach for this, but just for every day going to the store, just for a few hours, I think it's absolutely stunning. It wears beautifully, it applies beautifully, and I would definitely repurchase shade 330, not shade 310, because it's a little bit too light and I don't like that super bright under eye look. I'm going to continue to use this shade, but again, I would stick to 330. All right, and last up for concealers, we have the Bright Fix. So I have the shade Peach, Almond Butter, and Honey. These are incredible. I personally prefer these over the original Pro Filt'r concealer. My favorite shade and my go-to shade is Almond Butter because it's the shade that I use to even out my complexion, whether it's around my mouth area due to my hyperpigmentation, under my eyes, or to use it as a concealer. It's lightweight, it blends beautifully, it's great for that minimalistic type of look or that no makeup look. I'm able to use this even as like a skin tint on its own and call it a day. So I would definitely repurchase Almond Butter. Shade Honey and shade Peach, I probably wouldn't repurchase just because I don't reach for them as often. They do help with correcting and brightening, but I'm not really a big brightening type of person or like huge on super bright under eyes. So I would skip this one, but Almond Butter is just a vibe. Moving on to powders, we have the Pro Filt'r. This is the Instant Retouch Setting Powder. I have it in the shade Banana. This is probably one of the most problematic products that I've purchased from Fenty because it's a hit or miss. And I have a love-hate relationship with it, but I wouldn't repurchase this. The reason for that is there's times where I would do my makeup, use this, and my makeup looks flawless. My under eyes look flawless, airbrush, amazing. And then there's other days where I do my makeup and it looks patchy, it looks dry. It just doesn't look like it's supposed to look. This powder, I think it's better if you have oily skin, even combo, but dry skin, I just feel like it clings onto certain areas like dry patches and things of that nature. And I just don't have the patience to be guessing when it's gonna work and when it's not gonna work. I do think that the formula is amazing. It's a super fine powder. To me, it's not heavy at all, but it's pretty mattifying. And even though I love how airbrush it makes my under eyes look, it's not consistent. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I don't even use it anymore, to be honest, and so I wouldn't repurchase. And then we have the Pro Filt'r foundation. I have the shade 330, which is my go-to shade, and 345. So 330 I would definitely repurchase. I had purchased 345 just in case I got 10 in the summer, but I don't really use it at all. It's just a tad bit warmer, but it's pretty much the same thing. And I find that this powder kind of like warms up after you apply it, so you don't really need to go a shade darker in my opinion. This is more golden. This has a little bit more of that neutral undertone in it. But this is a must. I highly recommend. The coverage is amazing, but it's not heavy. Even if you have dry skin, you will love this because it's not overly mattifying. Like for example, like the Makeup Forever powder or like the MAC Studio Fix powder, I think this is a little bit more hydrating in terms of how it feels. And it just looks flawless. I have a video on reviewing this product. I have a review of everything Fenty related, you guys, if you're interested, on my channel. But this I would definitely repurchase. It just looks flawless. It's great for setting your makeup, your foundation, or wearing it on its own. All right, so we're gonna move on to bronzers. So we have the Sunstalker bronzer in the shade Beijing Gal. This is one of my favorite bronzers of all time. The formula, it's creamy. It's not matte, but it's not shiny either. It just glides on without making your skin look patchy. The undertone, the shade is just perfect for that sun-kissed type of look. Highly recommend this bronzer. I think you need to try this if you love bronzers overall. It's a must. So this is definitely a repurchase. Along with the Cheeks Out cream bronzer, I use the shade Teddy, and this is another favorite of mine. I would say if you have very oily skin, skip this product just because it's extremely dewy, extremely luminous. I wouldn't recommend this product for contouring because the shades are more warm tone rather than cool tone to kind of like chisel your face or kind of give you that structured look. So this is more to warm up the face. I love this. So if you like a luminous finish, highly recommend. If you like cream products overall, highly recommend. But just know that if you have oily skin, you're probably not gonna like this. This is a vibe, okay? And then we also have the original, what's it called? The matchstick in the shade Truffle. This is the OG of Fenty. This was what's launched first when she came out with her products. And I have a love-hate relationship with this product. I do recommend it, but I just wouldn't repurchase it. And the reason for that is because I'm obsessed with the cream bronzer, the Teddy. So I don't need this anymore. With this, I find that I have to mix it with an oil so that it's not as matte, because this product is pretty matte. So I would say that if you have oily skin, I would recommend this a lot better. I would also say that if you're into contouring, like actually contouring, this is a better choice for you rather than the cream bronzer. It's going to last you longer. It's going to really carve out your face better than the cream bronzer. But again, I feel like this, I have to make it work with like an oil or something to kind of like break down the product so it's not so matte. But it is a beautiful product. It's just that it didn't work out for me, but I do recommend for oily skin. Just to keep with the same theme of the matchsticks, I have the highlighter in the shade Rum. And this was nice, you know, when it came out. I used to use it all the time, even as an eyeshadow, even as like a blusher. But again, the formula is just too drying and I have to mix it with an oil to make it work. And I just feel like we have so many cream products now that are so amazing that I don't have the patience to be mixing and doing all of that. Therefore, I wouldn't repurchase. But again, I feel like if you have oily skin, this is a better formula that you will enjoy better. And we have the matchsticks in the shade Chili Mango and Yat Live. This one is one of my favorites. It's definitely a repurchase for me. It's this tangerine orangey shade, and it's just something that I always use literally all the time. I had to stop for a while because I was using this literally every time I did my makeup. But this as an eyeshadow, as a blush, even for lips, is amazing. This is pretty old, so I might have to throw this out because I'm sure it's expired. But I would definitely repurchase this shade in particular. It's just amazing. And then Yat Life is another one that I absolutely love. I would also repurchase this. It's just more coral. But personally, if I had to recommend, I would say Chili Mango is the way to go because it's pretty pigmented. And especially on a deeper complexion, it just looks stunning. Just like the NARS Taj Mahal blush. So yeah. Moving on to cream blushes. I have 3 of the Cheeks Out cream blushes. So I have Fuego Flush, which I would definitely repurchase. And I think this is the only one that I repurchase because I can use this as a blush and as a highlight. And again, the tone, as you guys can see, I love orange. I also have the shade Daiquiri Dip, which is more of like a strawberry tomato type of shade. It's cute. I love the formula, but this shade is not something that I care for like that anymore, to be honest. I have so many other cream products that I love, and this is not something that I feel like I need to have if I run out of it. You know what I mean? And also the shade Rosé Latte. This is a beautiful everyday neutral shade. I think this is stunning. But again, I wouldn't like cry if I ran out and this was discontinued. I just could care less. I do love Fuego Flush and I love the formula of these blushes, but I wouldn't recommend this on super oily skin because they're pretty dewy. But overall, I think they're really nice blushes. I'm just not obsessed with them compared to other products that I have from different brands that are cream blushes. You know what I mean? Moving on, we have the highlighters. I'm gonna start off with this one's right here. So the Diamond Bombs. This was in the shade How Many Carats. I'm not sure if this is still available. I love this because it's a wet, kind of creamy product, and it looks like you apply pretty much Vaseline, which I know a lot of people don't like. It's pretty icy, so that's the only thing that I don't really like. It's a little bit too icy for every day. So I wouldn't repurchase this product. I'm still going to continue to use it, but I would prefer something more golden. And I know she has one that's more golden. I just never purchased it. But if I had the golden shade, I know that I'll probably wear it all the time. But it's just, this is too icy for every day. But this on the body is just a vibe. If you like body, glowy, glittery type of products, I do recommend, but I just wouldn't repurchase. And then the next one is the All Over Diamond Bomb. No, sorry, this is the Diamond Bomb 2, the Hollow Acne. Again, I'm not sure if this is available. And this formula is a lot more dry. It's a holographic type of highlighter. And again, it's just, where is it? It's right here. It's pretty sheer. And there's a lot of shimmer particles there. And it doesn't do really nothing for me. I rarely wear it. I wouldn't repurchase. I don't recommend it. It's just too dry of a formula. I think we've evolved when it comes to highlighters and the chunky glitters and stuff. So I just don't think that that's like the best option out there. So yeah, I would skip. And then this one's though, we have the Fairy Balm in the shade Rosé on Ice and Fairy Balm in the shade 24 Cray. These I do like. These I would repurchase because they're very fine. They're not chunky and they give me the glow that I'm looking for. As you guys know, I'm not really into powder highlights at the moment. But when I do wear powder highlight, this is what I'm looking for. Something that's fine, that's not overly intense. So it has shimmer, but it's not like glittery, you know what I mean? Like, you guys see the glow? It's wet, like it's gorgeous. So that's Rosé on Ice. I'm not going to show you guys 24 Cray because I'm sure you guys know what it looks like. It's just a gold shade. But these I would definitely repurchase, and these I do recommend. If you're into powder highlights, these are beautiful. I use them on my body as well, and they just look gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And as eyeshadow as well, so I do like these. Moving on to what I would consider outdated. The Killawatt foils from Fenty Beauty. So, Trophy Wife. I don't even know where to start. Would I repurchase? Absolutely not. This is intense. This is not for the everyday person. This is more for like special type of looks, maybe in the inner corner. But I would never apply this on my face. No, maybe on my body, but I wouldn't repurchase this. Penny For You Thoughts, gorgeous shade. I think this is a gorgeous shade as a blush. But again, I find it to be chunky in terms of, not the formula, but there's like chunky particles. And it's stunning, but I just don't like how it emphasizes texture on my face. Yeah, no. Then the Killawatt and Mean Money and Hustler Baby. This is cute. This is passable. But again, I wouldn't repurchase. I'm over these type of highlighters. What a Brat. I love this shade. But again, it's chunky. It's heavy. It's intense glitter that I just wouldn't wear on a daily basis. You know what I mean? It's pretty icy. What else? We have the Killawatt and Sandcastle and Minted Mojito. Love Minted Mojito, this blue shade right here. This is stunning, but again, it's just for every day, it's too much. And then lastly, the only one that's like okay that I actually do like is Mimosa Sunrise and Sangria Sunset. And I'm sure you guys know why, because it's orange. That's the only reason. And also because I feel like this is the only shade, Mimosa, that's not glittery. Like, it's just a blush. I feel like she should, you see, like, it's just a blush, but it's not a bunch of glitter and shimmer. So all of those kilowatts that I showed you guys, I will continue to use, of course. I'm gonna incorporate them in eye looks and stuff like that. But personally, I'm just over the powder, shimmer, glitter, highlight phase, and I just wouldn't repurchase those products. I'm gonna wipe my hands and we're gonna continue on with lip and stuff. First up here, I believe this is the Pro Kisser lip scrub. This is a repurchase for me. I've purchased maybe like 3 so far, and they exfoliate your lips very gently, but they do the job. You know, there's certain exfoliators that I feel like you're doing nothing. You might as well just kind of like, I don't know, grab some sugar and honey. But this actually exfoliates your lips without being too harsh. And I like the fact that it's like in a lipstick form, so you don't have to dip your finger and do all of that. This I highly recommend if you have very dry, chapped lips. It's a whole vibe. Moving on, we have the Fenty Beauty Pro Kisser lip balm. So I have the original one, which is just clear, and then Latte Lips. I wouldn't repurchase this. I think it doesn't do anything for me. It's a little hydrating, but personally, I don't find it to be like super amazing on my lips for me to repurchase. And I don't even know why I got this. I guess because it had a hint of color, so I'm like, let me try it. But I rarely wear these. I'm not obsessed. Like, they do the job, but it's not like my favorite lip balm out there, so I wouldn't repurchase this. And then moving on, we have, these are the Fenty Beauty Slip Shines. I have like 4 more, but they're in the room. I'm not gonna go get them. These are must. These I will repurchase. My favorite ones are Bubble Rum, which is like that chocolate shade, and then Cookies and Cocoa or Cookies and Cream, and then Tang Thang. Like all of them are amazing. I just absolutely love these. They have pigment, but not quite like a lipstick. They add shine like a lip gloss, so you don't even have to put a lip gloss on top of these. They smell amazing. They feel moisturizing. I love these. I would definitely repurchase. And then moving on, we have the original lipsticks from Fenty, which are called the Mademoiselles. I have the shade Tigertini or Tigertini and Dragon Mommy or Dragon Mommy. I can speak. Dragon Mommy. Okay. I love the shades of these. Like, when I tell you they're vibrant, they're intense. Like, this is the type of colors that I like for summer. You know, like no eye makeup, just a bold lip, simple. It's gorgeous. Like the shades of these lipsticks are amazing. The formula is amazing. It's creamy, but it dries matte without drying your lips, and they last a pretty long time in my opinion. My only issue is I feel like the packaging is pretty cheap. Not the like outside, but this right here looks pretty cheap to me. And I just would like for her to come out with the same lipsticks, but in a regular bullet form, you know? Like, this is just not something that I really care for. I love the shades. Again, like I said, would I repurchase? Probably not, even though I love the shades, but I have these shades with other brands that I absolutely love. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to use these, but I wouldn't repurchase. Then we have what are these called? Stunna Lip Paints. I have Unbuttoned, Unlocked, and Unattached. Out of all these 3, the one that I wouldn't recommend is Unattached, even though it's probably like my favorite shade. Just looking at it, it's like this coral neon shade. It looks patchy. It doesn't apply even. And I have to layer it and layer it and layer it, and I can still see my lips through the color. So I wouldn't repurchase this. I do think that these last such a long time. I think they're super pigmented, but this shade in particular just didn't work out for me, so I wouldn't repurchase. The shade Unlocked is gorgeous. It's stunning. Every time I wear this, I get so many compliments. It's a beautiful magenta shade. Would I repurchase this? Probably not, just because I don't wear this on a regular basis, but overall it's an amazing color. And then Unbutton, this one's amazing. It's the perfect nude. It goes with everything. I mix it with lip liners, with glosses, with other lipsticks, and it always does the job. But again, I wouldn't repurchase this. I'm not a liquid lipstick type of girl. As much as I love the formula of these liquid lipsticks, I wouldn't repurchase. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. Last but not least, we have all the gloss bombs. We have the original gloss bombs. We have the new Heat plumping gloss bombs, and we have the cream gloss bombs. Listen, you guys, I am not gonna go through every single shade because we're gonna be here all day long. But just so you guys can get an idea, I have them all. And if she comes out with more, I will buy them all because I love lip gloss. Lip gloss is one of my weaknesses when it comes to makeup. I recommend highly if you love lip gloss. The only thing I'm going to say is, just so you guys can get an idea for those of you who have never tried it, the difference between, let me just grab all of them. One second. The difference between the original gloss bomb, the cream gloss bomb, and then the Heat gloss bomb is Heat is a plumping gloss. So if you don't like that tingling sensation, if your lips are too sensitive, skip. The cream gloss bombs have more of a color payoff compared to the original gloss bomb. So it's almost like you're applying a lipstick and a lip gloss in one. It's a tinted lip gloss. And then the regular original formula is very glossy. It has a little bit of color, but it doesn't really change much like your natural lip color, if that makes sense. Some shades are a little bit darker than others, so you might notice, but they're pretty subtle. So in my opinion, if I had to recommend one, I would probably say go with the original formula or the cream formula. I don't think this is for everybody, the lip plumping gloss. And just to finish off, you guys, because I don't want this video to be 10 hours long, we have what everybody's been going back and forth about, the Fenty perfume, whatever it's called. What is it called again? I don't even know what it's called, you guys. The fragrance from Fenty. Again, I love the packaging. I know it's out of stock right now because it's sold out. I'm sure she's gonna restock it pretty soon. You guys will be able to smell it and try it out for yourselves in store. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, do not purchase this online without smelling it. Go to the store, make sure you like it, and then buy it. Would I repurchase this? No. Why? I love the scent. It smells different. It's warm. It's spicy. It's musky. All of that. It's fruity. It's yummy. It smells just very unique and sexy. However, it does not last. I had enough time to try it out, to play with it, to wear it out, to wear it inside the house, to go out with it, all of that. I did it all. Does not last. There were times where I would go up to my husband, I would be like, what do you think? Do you smell it? He's like, I don't even smell it. Like, I have to apply a lot, spray a lot in order for the scent to linger. And even so, it just doesn't linger. So for the price, I don't think it's worth it because it doesn't linger. It doesn't last. If it lasted, I would say go get it. It's amazing. It's incredible. But it just doesn't last. And my main thing when it comes to fragrances is the wear. I need it to last. I'm not trying to purchase something that's expensive for me to be spraying it every other hour. That's what I buy body sprays for. So this is almost like a body spray on me. I'm just saying on me. It just didn't work out. Of course, I'm going to finish it. Of course, I'm going to continue to use it. I've mixed it with other fragrances and it mixes beautifully. But I was disappointed to see that it just didn't last. So that's my opinion right there, my final opinion, because when I first got this, you guys saw my first impressions. I was hyped, blase. But now that I got to, really wear it and stuff, I can honestly tell you guys, I just wouldn't repurchase because it's not long wearing. So all in all, one more thing. Fenty brushes. I only have one Fenty brush. This is the 115 brush, which is the foundation brush. I've used this for foundation. I've used this for bronzing. It's nice. It's cute. It does the job. But I just prefer my MAC brushes or, other brushes that I've purchased. I'm not like obsessed with this, so I wouldn't recommend. I mean, if you want to try it out. But I don't think that this brush is like magical. You know what I mean? So you guys were able to get my opinion on all of the Fenty products that I've ever purchased. And I hope this video is helpful for those of you who maybe are thinking about purchasing a product, or maybe you feel like, the product's not working out for you and maybe you feel like you're the only one, but you're not, Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. But all in all, you guys, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check the description box below for any product info, my foundation shades, all of that stuff. Follow your girl on Instagram and TikTok at Simply Danny J. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye, beauties.